Good morning, good people. Happy Friday. Y'all done caught me in the car again this morning. I'm kind of like rushing. I had a lot of little things to do this morning. So I said, they're going to have to get me in the car. Well, today is February 23rd. And I did not want this month to pass without me paying some sort of respect or homage to Black History Month. Okay, February is Black History Month, which I'm sure you all know. A lot of you probably ain't even thought about it. Okay, a lot of you probably ain't even thought about it. We just go through our day-to-day life and we kind of like take for granted all these things that are going on in our lives that were not going on in our ancestors' lives, in our grandmothers, our great-grandmothers, grandfathers, and many generations before us. They didn't have this stuff going on. You know what I'm saying? They didn't have these luxuries. Because I mean, being for real, for our culture, for our race, these things are a luxury, whether if we want to believe them or not. So many of us, like for instance, like my grandkids, they were born in this time of technology where everything is at the tip of your fingers. You know what I'm saying? And they have no idea the things that we had to, or that our ancestors before us had to endure to get to this point where they can walk around and not even realize that things weren't always like this. Things were not always like this. So on today, and I guess for the rest of this month, I want all of us just to stop and pause and take a moment to give thanks to all of the people, every single person, those known, you know what I'm saying, those that were always talked about or spoke about in the history books, those who now have dates on the calendar like Martin Luther King Jr. and things like that, and those that we have never even heard of. Do you know that there are so many Black people, or African Americans as we are called now, that have accomplished like really great feats that have changed this whole world that we may never ever hear about. Okay, we may never ever hear about. Even if you get time, look it up. Look up some of the people. Look up people, African Americans or black people who have achieved great goals, or who have made changes to this world, and you will be surprised at the amount of people who have. I mean, I laugh sometimes. I took a trip to Washington a couple of times, but one time I went to Washington. I went on this tour bus, and during that tour, almost every significant building that they pointed to, from the Capitol to things like the White House, the slaves built that. The slaves built that. I don't even know if you realize that. And when they built the Capitol, it took them about 7 years. They throwing up buildings in 3 weeks nowadays. They throwing up buildings in 3 weeks, 4 weeks, a month. And I might be exaggerating a little bit, but y'all know it'd be 2-3 months. They throwing up buildings. But back then, everything that was done through blood, sweat, and tears. Our blood, sweat, and tears. The blood, sweat, and tears of our people. I mean, I'm just being real about it. The blood, sweat, and tears of our great-grandmothers and grandfathers. Okay? It took them about 7 years, look it up, to build the Capitol. And they loaned the slave owners, okay? Loaned the slaves out on a yearly basis. And they loaned them out basically to the country for like $60 a year. $60 a year or something like that. Okay, and I could be a little bit off on those numbers, but imagine being loaned out, having to work, do back-breaking work day in, day out. And number one, you're not getting paid, period. And the person that's getting paid is getting paid only $60 a year. What? I want y'all to take time to give thanks for the life that we have today. And I know it ain't all perfect, and I keep on saying that. If you're looking for perfection, then you might as well stop looking. But one thing I will say is a hell of a lot better than what they had. Is a hell of a lot better than what they had. So give thanks for today. Give thanks for the fact that we have a whole month on the calendar. I want you to all to have a safe day, a blessed day, have safe travels, and I'll holler at y'all tomorrow. All right.